anyone that doesn't believe in dreams, dreams do come true, because I'm about to have as a special guest on a ringside seat with Tassie, my favourite fighter of all time, the guy that I followed all through my boxing career at the peak of his career in the 90s, who got voted the greatest fighter of the decade, the legendary, in my opinion, the GOAT of GOATs, Roy Jones Jr. Welcome.
Thank you, Grant. Thank you, my brother. Good to see you.
Great to see you too, Roy. It's a you probably hear it all the time, mate, and we've met a fair few times now and we've become friends, but I mean, it's still surreal that a young boy, myself, who had his first fight in 1991 as an amateur, and watch your Olympic Games '88, watch your whole pro career, and grew up in the Roy Jones era, to now call you a friend and have you on my podcast. It's just surreal to me.
Awesome. Thank you, my brother. Glad to be here, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm so appreciative of you being a fan.
Nah, the biggest. But let's go back to where it all started, Roy. As a young boy, obviously, I know you trained under your father, who was a former pro boxer who fought the great, marvelous Marvin Hagler. Tell me where it all began in Pensacola, Florida.
That's where it all began, right here in Pensacola, Florida. I think I watched the Muhammad Ali fight with my father, and after seeing Muhammad Ali fight, I felt like I could do what Ali was doing if someone taught me how to use my hands. So that led me to believe that I could box because I knew I had the mentality for it. My father started teaching me how to use my hands, and so it goes from there.
And what age did you have your first amateur fight, Roy?
10. I started boxing at 10. I had my first amateur fight at 10.
Yep.
And I was the only guy on the team that won the first amateur fight. Yep.
Wow. Okay. And your dad obviously was a very hard taskmaster. Like he trained you and the other guys in the gym very hard. Yeah.
Yes, without a question. Very hard. Made it go through a lot of repetitiveness until we got it down correctly, so that we were able to do it exclusive if we had to. So it was pretty awesome.
Besides being a hard task, would you describe your dad as a good trainer? Like, was he up there with, say, the Eddie Futchers or did he have a good boxing brain?
I think he had one of the greatest boxing brains of all time because think about it, he from the city of Pensacola had something to do with, in some shape, form, or fashion, 4 world champions, Vince Phillips, Arthur Williams, James Toney, and myself. It's from a very small place where it was at the time probably 250,000 people. To produce 4 world champions from there, obviously he had a boxing mind. Actually, I always told people I thought he had a genius mind. You understand? It just it didn't carry over into dealing with people, but he did have a genius mind, and it still does.
Vince Phillips as well. I didn't know that. Wow.
Of course, yeah. Vince Phillips started with my dad too. Yep, before he went to the military.
Yeah. And I knew Smoke Gaynor. I used to like Smoke. I was a big fan of his. Yeah.
Yep.
Great fighter. Yeah. Wow. So your amateur career, obviously, you won obviously American national tournaments. How many fights did you have as amateur, Roy?
135. I think I was 122 and 13. Yep.
Yeah.
I had 135 fights. Yep.
And you obviously dominated the US scene and obviously won, major national titles, etc.
Yeah, what I did, I won my first national at 15, won the National Olympics. And I moved up 15 and won national gold gloves. Then I came back 18 and won national gold gloves again.
Yeah.
And at 19, I won the Olympic trial.
Yeah.
Yep.
And obviously, we all know the '88 Seoul Olympics, where you was on the team with obviously great fighters like Riddick Bowe and Michael Kabahara and many other great champions. And you mate razzle dazzled and pretty much destroyed everyone in your class. And I don't obviously want to go over old wounds, but it was the biggest rip-off in boxing history, where you really won gold against the Korean and pretty much changed amateur boxing forever, changed the scoring system. And run me back about your Olympic experience.
The Olympic experience was one of the greatest experiences of my life, but that experience fueled me and taught me about myself. And what I tell people is that was one of the biggest blessings that God ever gave me. And that's why from that blessing, I learned to tell people that when you see hard times or things don't go your way, don't get sad, get glad, because sometimes it's God just testing you to see how bad you want it. I got robbed of a gold medal in '88, which I thought was the worst thing that could have possibly happened to me. Turned out that was the best thing that could have possibly happened to me because I got more fans from that robbery than I ever would have gotten had I won a gold medal. That's only the grace of God.
Yeah, yeah. No, I remember it very clearly, mate. You were, yeah, you're hitting with everything but the kitchen sink. So that just shows how, corrupt people can be. But obviously, yeah, like
Yep.
you made it work and you turned pro. The buzz about you turning pro, did it sort of give you more hype, the fact that there was controversy when you were turning pro?
No, what gave me the hype was the fact that they stole the gold medal from me, but then they named me the most outstanding boxer of the Olympics. If I'm the most outstanding boxer at the Olympics, that means I'm the best amateur fighter boxing today, right? If I'm the best amateur boxer, but I don't have a gold medal, something already wrong with that picture. But how about now, since I turned pro, I go prove y'all that not only was I the best amateur fighter, but I'm the best fighter, period. That gave me motivation to go prove that.
Yeah, the Val Barker Trophy. Yeah, that's right. You did. Yeah, yeah, for
Much.
sure.
Yeah. That's what
So
they gave it to me. They gave it to me. So it's like paying me the big contract. Now it's time for me to go out and earn it. When they gave me that Bell Barker Cup, which said I was the best amateur boxer in the world, I had to go out and prove that as a professional.
100%. How many obviously major professional companies were trying to sign you at the time? There would have been all of them, wouldn't there?
And to be honest, a lot of them didn't because I didn't have a gold medal. A couple of promoters came to sign me, like Don King and Emmanuel Stewart. They came to sign me, but not really a lot of companies came. And I was surprised, but no company hardly came to the party. So.
I find that hard to believe. That's crazy.
It is crazy. It was funny. It's still, I mean, it was like that basically my whole career. I was the first boxer to be endorsed by Michael Jordan and Brand Jordan, but it's like
Yeah.
outside of that, not many companies came, you know?
Top rank, Bob Arum didn't come?
They came after a while, they came, yes. I did end
Yeah,
up
yeah.
signing with them for a couple fights on, I think, two different stints, but I didn't
Yeah,
want to stay because when they signed, it was good, I thought, but then after De La Hoya came from the '92 Olympics,
yeah,
they had us on a fight card. I was already middleweight champion. I think I'm bad. I was already middleweight champion, and they put me on the co-main event to him. And to
yeah.
me, that was the stuff in my face. So I'm like, you know what? I can't. This is why I don't want to deal with a promoter or a big promoter because they're gonna put their guys where they want to put their guys, no matter who you are, what you've done. So it's like, no, I'm not doing it. So that's why I hurry up and eagerly got out of the contract with Top Rank because I don't want to be treated like just another guy. I want to be the guy.
Yeah, they gave Oscar a massive push after the '92. How much
Yeah.
of a how old was you when do you remember the obviously the '84 Olympics, that great team of Poona Williams,
Yes,
Freeman,
of
Mel G.
course, of
Taylor,
course. Yeah.
unbelievable.
So listen, that same year, because I was too young to go for the Olympic team, is what really also inspired me to go win the National Junior Olympics. That was the first national tournament I'd ever competed in, first national tournament I had ever even gone to. In 1984, the National Junior Olympics in Saginaw, Michigan. So for me, because it was the Junior Olympics, I felt like if they're going to the Olympics, I'm gonna go ahead and dominate the Junior Olympics. And I did just that. And again, I won the most outstanding boxer at the
Wow.
National Junior Olympics in the middle class. Yep.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I remember that. Remember that team. That was I remember Buddy McGirt always has a bit of a crack at
Yes.
the. He always says the '76 team was better, and he has a go when he sees the '84 guys. That's great. Obviously, so you turned professional. You dominated, all your fights. You finally got your first world title, IBF, I believe, against the great B-Hop, Bernard Hopkins, for the IBF title. Run me through your first title fight and against, B-Hop.
Well, it meant a lot to get the first title shot. I had a pretty much pretty bad right knuckle at the time, but and even Smoke Gann was like, "Why would you take the fight knowing your hands hurt?" I said, "Because I'm independent. I might not ever get another shot, so I got to take it while I can. I don't have a promoter fight for me in the background or protecting me, so I got to go for what I got to go for." So I fighting that fight, and I basically dominated with one hand. It was a beautiful, beautiful performance to me. Um, I had two hands. It might have been even worse, but because I had one hand, I had to be smart about it. And it was a brilliantly fought fight, one of the smartest fights I think I ever fought. It was, and over, like I said at the time, a very game competent opponent, Bernard Hopkins, who's also now in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's a lot of time when I rank fighters, Roy. I rank them by the guys they beat, what the guys done later after they were beat. I mean, if a
Yep.
guy sort of at the end of his career, doesn't, win many fights after but someone like Bernard, what he went and done after you beat him, it
Yep.
just shows your greatness because, I mean, he dominated the middleweight title for over a decade. He's one of the greatest middleweights of all time.
Completely spectacular. And what I'm trying to tell people now, even when we have this argument, like I said, which fighter of that caliber did Mayweather beat those in his prime with him that went on and went to the Hall of Fame with him? None.
No.
Not one that was in their prime with him. None. So how can you tell me that I supposed to tell y'all he's pound number one or number two? No, he didn't beat no fighter that was in their prime with him. James Toney was in his prime with me. Bernard was in his prime with me. Who probably gonna go in the Hall of Fame soon as Vinny Pedroza was in his prime with me. Virgil Hill was in his prime with me. You
Yeah.
understand me? These aren't guys that wait till they got beyond their career and beat them. In their prime, pretty much, I beat them. How many people did he beat? He beat 23 champions or whatever, but how many in their prime? How many Hall of Famers did he beat in their prime? That's all I be trying to tell people. It's like you gotta know boxing and you gotta know boxing. When you beat Hall of Famers in their prime, that's a different credit. When you beat them beyond their prime, you don't get the same credit for that. That's not the same. You understand me? So that's why when the argument comes up and people talk about it, they're like, "Oh, you just hate on." No, I think he's the smartest businessman that ever touched the game of boxing. But when it comes to skill for skill, you didn't do what I did, brother. I beat 3 Hall of Famers in their primes.
You've already
You didn't
touched
do
on
that.
it. I was going to bring it up later, but we'll get on it now while we're still talking about it. Yeah, so obviously the Floyd Mayweather thing. Look, I I find it disrespectful how he talks about Muhammad Ali and he doesn't
That's
really
that
give
was, that was
guys
straight
like
and one right there. Yeah.
Sugar Ray Robertson. He doesn't really mention him or Henry Armstrong. Like I go back to the historical guys. I mean, Henry Armstrong held the featherweight, lightweight, and waterweight division at once, and then got ripped off for the middleweight division. I mean, you know,
Come on, bro. And you don't give them no credit?
mm,
Come on, man. Get out of here with that. No.
yeah.
That's where the first problem started.
Yeah, he didn't fight Mosey till very late. Mosey was past it, almost knocked him out. And then
Hey,
he
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He didn't fight De La Hoya till late, and De La Hoya really probably
wait,
could have got that
wait.
decision.
Yeah, his dad said
Man,
he
you waited.
won it.
Man, man, you waited till he got knocked out before you fight him. Who get? I
Yeah,
wouldn't have got credit if I waited till James Toney got beat then. Beat him.
no.
How you gonna give me credit? I ain't the one that solved the puzzle. Somebody else did. What you
Marquez
give me
come up
credit
two
for? I don't know that.
divisions.
Come
Marquez
on,
come up
bro.
two divisions. He failed to make weight. Yeah, there is no 100%. Look, super super feather lightweight. He's a bad guy, I think, but definitely one, great fighter. I think at 147, all of the guys there were very picked and manhandled. And look, mate, I'm not
Uh,
going to disrespect him, but compared to you, as I said, like I said in my intro, he'll never be a Roy Jones Jr. And
That's all I
you,
was, and that's all I was saying. The facts prove it. You know what I'm saying? Who else demanded that people shut down everything they're doing to come home to watch this fight because they didn't know what they might see that night?
yeah,
Only Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Roy Jones Jr.
yeah,
Nobody
that's
else,
right.
and maybe Sugar Ray Leonard at one time. But
Yeah,
Sugar Ray Leonard, you never know what you might get to. But that's really about it.
yeah,
It's really about it.
yeah. And I watched the discussion of. I love Andre Ward. He's one of my favorite boxing guys,
Hmm.
and I watched twice. I watched the interview with you and him, and like he's talk about the Sugar Ray Leonard, mate. Sugar Ray Leonard definitely beats Floyd at 147. Sugar was a bad man. If he hurt you, he gets you
Without
out
a
of there.
question.
He
Without
gets
a
you out of there.
question.
Yeah.
Without a question.
Thomas Hearns beats him stylistically. The long arms, the right hand, the jab. The jab beats the shoulder roll. Tommy Hearns beats him at 147.
Roberto Duran beat him at 35 and 47.
Beats him at 30, 35 and 47, 100%. And he never fought at middleweight, so we can't add Hagler. Um,
No, no,
and
no.
I believe also too, like just a boxing fight. Pernell Whitaker at 135, hardly anyone beats him as well. Like Pernell
Nope,
Whitaker
not
was
at all.
I love
Not at
Sweet Pea.
all.
Yeah, did you
Yep,
like Sweet
I agree
Pea?
100%. 100%. But one of my favorite lightweights of all time. Duran probably my favorite lightweight, and Sweet Pea
Yep.
probably my second. And
And was
Sugar
he?
Shane probably my third.
Yeah, Sugar Shane was a bad guy. People don't know.
At
Oh,
lightweight,
bad man. Scary. And jumped up to
yep.
147 to beat Oscar. Yeah. Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, mate. So you beat B Hop, which is especially more recognised later on for what B Hop done. Unbelievable. You defend against Sugar Boy Malinga, who wins a world title after you beat him as well.
Again, another guy who also became champion after I fought him. Come on now. Come on now.
That's right. We go up to super middle, and at the time there was a man called James Lights Out Toney, who I had on the podcast not long ago. A legend, great fighter. One of the all-time greats, and you go up there and give him his first loss, mate, and really, really prove to the world that you are the pound for pound great. Run me through the fight with James, the build up, your self-belief going into that fight.
It was a great fight, man. Great build up. James is the most fascinating guy, one of the most fascinating fighters of our time. And like I said, since the Mongoose, this good. Since the Mongoose, there's not been another fighter that I would put above James Toney when it comes to the shoulder roll.
Which is Archie Moore.
Not one.
Archie Moore.
That's right. That's the only one I put above him when it comes to the shoulder roll. Because James Toney wasn't just defending out of the shoulder roll, he was knocking people out of the shoulder roll. He was throwing 8, 9, and 10 punch combinations out of the shoulder roll. You don't see Mayweather do none of that.
No.
None of that. You understand? People say what you want to. James Toney was exciting and was a killer out of that shoulder roll. And if I didn't be on my A game, he got me out of that shoulder roll. But that's how good he was.
Oh, unbelievable, mate. I love James Toney. That was a hard fight for me, because watching you both greats. But man, you really proved to the world that there was no doubt about it that you were the number one guy in the sport.
But here go the thing too. Though, what else I tell people? This why I keep my horn, because remember now, James was pound for pound the best at the time, right?
Yeah.
I had to go up in weight to fight him. When I went up in weight, they stripped me of my middleweight title before I fought him. You understand that? Now, when he fought Iron Barkley, after he won the title, the IBF in 10 days sent him a letter and said, you got 10 days to let us know which title you want to keep. Soon as I signed to fight him, which is what I know the fans want to see, even boxing, they want to, because the IBF said, if you sign to fight him, we're stripping you. Soon as I signed to fight him, they stripped me. When I just want to prove that I'm the best fighter on the planet. So y'all punish me for going out and prove what other fighters today won't even try to prove.
No, of course.
Not only do I want to prove it for that, I gave up my title for it, and I went up and wait for it. And not against no bomb, against a killer who hadn't been beat yet. You understand that? So don't talk to me about what it looked like to be pound for pound best. I know I took the journey. You understand where I'm coming from? I took the journey. I know.
100%, mate. Yeah, and what was it like with the build up with James? I mean, he can trash talk and that, but was it okay?
It was great. It was different, but it was pretty good. He was pretty respectful. It was a good build up. I mean, he was a class act, and I must say that a lot of people didn't respect him, didn't think much of him, but as a fighter, he had a reason to be everything he wanted to be because he was that devastating inside the ring. So he deserved to be exactly what he wanted to be because that was all part of his game. His gamemanship. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to think about it. He got on TV with Chris Eubanks Sr. and Nigel Ben and basically shit both of them right there on TV.
Love the
nobody want no part of it. None of them want no part of it.
Both bums.
But neither one of them want no part of them though. They let him call them. Nobody said nothing. Nobody said, "Come, you call me a bum next week. Next fight, I need to see you." They didn't say nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love that James Toney interview. Yeah. So after that, you fought Vinny Paz. Obviously, another great fighter. You dismounted him fairly quickly. And
another Hall of Famer.
Another Hall of Famer recently. Yep, I know you were there for it too. Tony, the postman, Tony Thornton, one of the best knockouts. That left hook I believe it was the second round. You done the nice feint up with the left hook. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I thought it was great. One of my better setups, and I think that's one of the time people got a chance to see how I actually go through setting things up before I do it. So, so many people try to say I was a freak of nature. I was one of the best talents they ever touched the box ring. No, I'm one of the most knowledgeable pioneers of the sport. I understood boxing. I took some of the greats, like the Willie Pep footwork, the Pedroza of Bolo punches, the Salvador Chan's relentless attack, the Marvin Hagler consistency, the Roberto Duran trickery in the ring, the Muhammad Ali and Sugar the showmanship. You understand me? The Tommy Hearn right hand, the Eddie Mustafa Muhammad's left to the body. You understand me? I took stuff off of some absolute marvelous fighters to be on one fighter. That's not just talent. You got to understand them and know how to use what you're getting from them. If you get that body shot from me and don't know how to use it, it does you no good. If you get that the charisma and the style from Sugar Ray Leonard and Muhammad Ali, and you overuse it, it works against you. You gotta have that balance, and only God can keep you balanced. You understand where I'm coming from? So you gotta get all that knowledge that God give you, but you still gotta keep the balance. If you don't keep the balance, you're gonna lose. But
100%.
God to keep you balanced if you X.
Definitely. Yeah. It's
So they
like
said most talented got it wrong.
if Sugar Ray Robinson and Sugar Ray Leonard and Salvador Sanchez and they all had a baby, it's Roy Jones Jr. Definitely. Definitely the creation. Unbelievable.
Exactly. Eh, because that's what God gave me before me to see how to become what He wanted me to become. If I didn't have all those guys, how could I become me? So I'm not going to tell you this today. Oh, those guys were nothing. Those guys were bums. How could I say that? Without them, I don't have me.
Yeah, of
I would never tell you nothing like that.
course.
Especially about the great Muhammad Ali, who have happened to been the most known athlete or the most known person on the planet at a time when there was no social media.
Oh,
Come on, man, who could have done that?
no, that's right. And he changed the play, mate. Back then, mate, you know, like with the gold medal when he flew over the bridge, you know, he won the gold medal. He couldn't even eat in the same restaurant with
Yeah,
whites. He changed the world. He changed everything, mate. And there will never be another Muhammad Ali. And I believe
everything.
before
Yeah, he changed
before
everything.
before the war, before they took his license off him, no one would have touched him. Like later on, he couldn't move like he used to. So Fraser and Foreman wouldn't have touched him at his best. Like
Yeah, of
he,
course.
he couldn't. He wouldn't have got hit. I
Never would
mean,
have never
he
would have
wouldn't have
touched him.
touched him. No,
Never
never,
never would have touched him.
never.
Nope.
So we got up the light heavyweight, and you beat three-weight world champion, the great body snatcher Mike McCallum, rest in peace, who passed away recently. Another legend, mate. Run me through going up to light heavyweight and fighting the body snatcher.
That was a great fight. He and James Toney had two absolute marvelous fights themselves, two very
Mm,
close fights.
mm.
But when I fought him, I thought it was a time when I know he kind of more so needed to fight than anything else because I wanted to help him out. I knew that he would come for me if he thought I got tired somewhere late in the fight. So I made sure I was in immaculate shape so I can box him, do what I need to do to him, but not do too much because he's in the era before me. So to me, he's older now. I shouldn't struggle with him. So I think about the 10th round, he started coming at me a little harder. I said, you know what, let me go and show him that if I want to, I can get him. So I set him up, hit him with a right hook right and knocked him down. And I think from that point, he got the picture.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's a great fighter, mate. He had great wins over Julian Jackson, Donald Curry. There's so many. He was definitely a legend, mate, you know.
Yep, without a question.
Just have to probably
Hold on a
flip that
second.
up. Yeah. I'll
I
flip
know,
that
hold
up.
on a second, hold on a second.
Yeah. Oh,
There you go, yeah. All right, there you go.
there, beautiful.
There you go. Okay, yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. So great win over. So you become a three-weight division world champion. And then I know you're friends with him now, but you obviously the fight against Montell Griffin, obviously, more controversy to you, mate. Run me through that. It was you knew he was a hard fight. He was a counter puncher for a shorter guy.
Yeah.
But I read where Andre Ward, he said you were going to be patient with him.
Yeah. And I made a song in the beginning called for that song, for that fight, I made a song called Patience is the Virtue. So what that tells you is that I know it's gonna take a little bit more to beat him because he's different. He's a short guy, he's a counterpuncher. So I just gotta be patient wait him out, make him work, then I get what I want. That's exactly what happened. Just at the end, the referee didn't say stop, so I kept going because the referee didn't say stop. But I didn't really hit him quite that hard, but I did keep going because the referee didn't say stop. Now, well, Mayweather did the same thing to Diego Carreras after the referee told him to stop, but they
Mm.
didn't disqualify him. Go back and look at the fight if you don't believe me. You understand me? Same thing. And if
Yeah,
they did say stop, and he hit him anyway, but they didn't disqualify him. So
yeah,
when, like I said, to those that were given more is expected. They disqualified me because they wouldn't expect me to have to stoop to no low level to beat somebody, which I didn't. Him, they not disqualify him, but they know he got to take it how he can get it. Why? He ain't giving as much as I was giving. You understand me? So same situation with Victor Ortiz. The referee said break. The man ain't ready to fight yet, and you knock him out on the break.
yeah.
And people are okay with that. People act like they don't see that. You understand me? Me, I did that. I've been the worst low down scum in box. You
Mm.
understand me? He do it, and it's okay. So that's those are some of the things I said when I said they give him a pass. But that's God who is showing me that hey, he not what you are. I put more in you than I put in him. He can do that. People okay with it. You can't because I made you in a way that people expect more than that of you. And I take that from God. I take that all day long. So people don't tell me who's better. God showed me who's better already.
100%. Yeah, I was that upset after that. I remember it like it was yesterday. I also remember the
Of course.
rematch. I remember the rematch. It was with three of my best friends. We went to a local hotel to watch it, and
Yeah.
you was on. Have you ever been on that much of your psyche? Obviously, had to wait a fair while for the fight, 8 months or so, to come out and just destroy someone in the first round like that. What was on your mind going to that
No.
fight?
What was on my mind when I said at the press conference, I said all I'm gonna do now, because I already went through, I tried to tell y'all what it was gonna be the first time, but nobody listened. So I said now, y'all disqualified me in the ninth round. I'm just gonna come back out and refight the ninth round. And that's what I did.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, no, it was a great, and he had two good wins over James Toney, and later on fought Antonio
Yes,
Tarver.
he's a
Yeah,
great listener. Hey, at 14-0, he got those wins. He
yeah,
was barely had 14 fights.
mm,
So I told you that he was something different and something special.
mm,
But like I said, and people still to they don't understand that that dude did some remarkable things. You don't beat James Toney twice at no 14 fights. You understand me?
mm.
That's crazy. So it wasn't like he was no slouch. You didn't know what he was, but I knew exactly what he was. I knew exactly what I was dealing with. Which is why I said in the first song, in the first fight, I said the song was patience is the virtue. What does that mean? That means I gotta wear him down. The bit goes some rounds, then I'll get him. But since y'all do me the way y'all want to do me now, the second fight I just refight the last round, and that's what I did. Nothing against him because he's a hell of a fighter. But I kind of already knew. I knew the first fight because I want to go out there and just gamble. It was gonna be a long-term fight. That's why I made the song. Patience is the virtue.
That's right,
Oh, we never seen him
100%.
have this hard of a time. How could I be having a hard time when I made a song to tell you patience is the virtue? I'm having a hard time, or I'm just following what the song say. I'm just doing what I said in the song already. Patience is gonna be the virtue.
Yeah, that's the trouble, Roy. When you're as great as you was, people expect too much. You know what I mean? Like they got to remember the aim is to win the fight at any cost, and as boxing, like I don't know if they expected like first round knockouts from you all the time. I mean, that's the trouble. They get a bit expect too much.
I mean, at least start giving them to him with predicting rounds, and he was doing it, so he got so used to that. But here I was telling you how the fight gonna go in a song. I didn't rap it; I did it in a song.
Mm.
The song says, "Patience is the virtue." That's the way to win the fight. Do that sound like an early fight knockout? No. Do that sound like I'm gonna go out there and dominate him early? No. The song said, "Patience is the virtue." What does that mean? I'm gonna wait him out and then get tired. Then I'm gonna finish.
That's
That's
it.
what the song says. The
Yeah,
first fight. Oh, he gave you a hard time. Oh, you never seen. Come on, bruh. A hard time when I'm telling you what I'm gonna do.
yeah, hundred
How was that a
percent.
hard time?
Yeah, I know what you mean,
So,
Roy. So after you've annihilated him in the first round and got your title back, you then fight Virgil Hill, another legend.
who's also a Hall of Famer? Who's
Yep.
also a Hall of Famer? You understand me? And I tell you, the fight against Virgil was very fun because he was a big light heavyweight. And what people didn't understand about Virgil Hill was he's naturally right-handed. So every time he hit you with a jab, I mean naturally left-handed.
Mm.
So every time he hit you with a jab, it felt like a straight right knee.
And he had a good jab. Yeah.
Yeah, feel like straight rally because he was right because he was left-handed.
Yep. Yeah, and that was
Yeah.
a vicious body shot, Roy. Yeah, it definitely was a shot that was felt around the world. That body shot.
Yeah, people still remember that shot to this day, you know.
Oh,
And
unbelievable.
what people also fail to realize there was a fight in there somewhere I beat a guy named Eric Harding, right?
Yeah,
Eric Harding, I think, gave Tarver his first loss. He
he
also broke
did.
Tarver's jaw. He
Mm,
broke Tarver's jaw. Tarver came back and beat him.
he did.
I fought him. I fought him because he was long and tall. I had to outsmart him because he wouldn't give me that. So I beat his bicep from round 1 to round 11. They stopped the fight in round 11 because he had a torn bicep.
Mm,
What other fighter you know to stop the fighter beating his shoulder?
yeah,
What other fighter we know?
100%.
Don't happen.
That's
Don't happen.
it. And then Reggie Johnson, another very good fighter, mate. You beat. I think that was to become undisputed WBC, WBO,
Yep.
IBF world champion in the freeboot era.
Yep. Yep. And he knocked out a very good fighter himself to get that title. He knocked out a very good amateur legend by the name of William Guthrie
Yes,
from
William,
St. Louis, who was
he
a
could
very awesome amateur
punch.
fighter. And
Yeah.
yes, sir, and became a very good pro southpaw. And Reggie knocked him cold. So
Mm,
when I beat Reggie, that was no slouch either. You
mm.
understand me? These people don't understand. These guys, Reggie could go in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I mean, Reggie could go in, Montell could go in. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of being
Yeah.
in the right place at the right time, you know?
Reggie was really good. I think he did he fight. I think he might have fought James Toney as well. I think Reggie
He did.
or
He dropped
did.
James Toney. James Tony got
Yeah,
him beat him. Yeah,
yeah,
he was one of the first people to drop James Tony.
yeah.
Yes.
How was it to become undisputed, mate? How did it feel to have all the belts in the freeboot era?
Yeah, that was something I always wanted to do. You know, I would have wanted to be undisputed in a couple week class if I could, but I knew I couldn't get because I was signed with promoters. And if you know sign with a certain promoter, you won't get a title, get a shot at their champion if they had the champ because they didn't want to give it up. You understand me? So that was the first chance I got the opportunity to try to become undisputed champ. And what I did was because I could, I went and won every title possible that I could find that said world on it except the WBO. And the only reason I didn't get the WBO is because Derek Mikucheski wanted me to come to Germany. And I had
Yeah,
7 belts that said world title on at the time. Every organization had a belt, I had it. But he wanted me to come to Germany. I know if I go to Germany, to me, I felt like they're going to do the same thing to me that happened to Pacquiao when he came to Australia to fight Steve Horn.
Jeff
Horn
Horn.
didn't beat
Yeah,
him,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they paid him good to come there. Jeff Horn, yeah. He didn't beat him, but they paid him come there because what happened? If you go to distance, that hurts you there. If you go to distance, they took his title. I wasn't going to
Mm.
go through that because I kind of knew that before it happened. I knew that's what would happen to me. Yeah. Okay. I knew that's what would happen to me, so I didn't want to do that because I already knew. I knew what the play would be. So no, I didn't take 7 titles to him to play 1 title. When that 1 title comes to me, it's crazy. You don't knock him out, you lose. And I know I never want to fight except the Griffin fight. I never want to fight just to knock somebody out the first time because you don't know. You know what I'm saying? When you learn, know what they're about, then you know what you can do. But to that, no, you don't go there looking to knock somebody out. You go out there and you box. If knockout happens or if the opportunity comes, you take it. That's just the rule of thumb.
That's it. He had some other great wins at
And
light heavyweight.
and and at the time, I was the man. Why should I
Oh,
come to you?
100%. Yeah, that's right.
You feel me? So,
That's right. You're the A side. Some more great
exactly.
wins at light heavyweight. We had Richard Hall, Derek Harmon, Julio Cesar Gonzalez, and Clinton Woods and Glenn Kelly from Australia.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Remember,
yep. And Kiddo
remember
was a
doing?
nice fighter too. Very good fighter.
Yeah, Glenn Kelly, good
Yep.
fighter.
Hand behind the
Yeah.
back. Yeah,
My
yeah.
trainer Jeff
Yep.
Fennick was his
Yep.
coach. That was my coach too. And you done the hands behind the back.
Yep.
Yeah, good guy, Glenn Kelly. Run me through the Richard, the Clinton Woods fight. He was a good fighter from the UK.
Yep, very good fight. Those fights you call out there, Richard Hall, Glenn Kelly, Clinton Woods, those were some of my best nights because I was at light heavyweight fighting guys that were much bigger than me. But
Mm.
because I was so quick and so fast minded, they all turned out to be classic fights. They all had their own different things about them. Like those are the kind of fights that I go back and watch because there's so much that I did in those fights that people don't even understand. You understand me? I'll go back sometime to show my fighters, but there's so much that I did in those fights that people don't even see. You understand me? If I took you back and you saw them and you through those fights, you'd be surprised of the things that you miss in fights like that.
Derek Harmon as well, who's very with top rank, and Bob Aaron,
Same
very
thing.
good guy.
Same thing.
Yeah, good fighter.
Yeah. Same thing. Yep. Same thing.
So obviously, after that, you move up to heavyweight and fight John Ruiz and break the history books, being the first middleweight in so many years to go up and
Over,
beat it.
over 106 years. Over
Yeah,
106 years. Yep.
to go up and
But
beat a
but the
heavyweight.
only guy, the only guy,
Yep,
yeah, but the only guy to ever turn pro as a junior middleweight and
to
become
do it.
heavyweight champ.
Okay, there we go.
Only guy ever in the sport to turn pro as a junior middleweight and become heavyweight champ.
What made you go up,
Only
Roy?
guy.
What made you go up and take that
Well,
challenge?
I was doing so much, and I basically ran out of stuff to do. And I know Hopkins made history. I was the 13th with how many with how many knockout defenses. I mean, how many title defenses he had as a middleweight. So I started thinking, you know what, Roy? You better go make your historic moment too. You got to do something to make history, or how people gonna remember you. I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be the first person to ever turn pro as a junior middleweight and become heavyweight champ. But first of all, I had a dream. When I had the dream that I fought for the world championship, heavyweight championship, I went to Atlanta and asked Holyfield to fight. He said, no, wasn't worth it to him. They had too
Mm.
much to lose and not enough to gain.
Mm.
So, all right, so I left him back to training camp. I was training for Clint Woods at the time. John Reese beat him, and how, lo and behold, how you know, I don't know, but Greg Fitz told me John Reese said he'll fight you. I said, John Reese will do what? Said he'll fight you. I said, yes, got him. So that's how it happened.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, mate. A great
Yeah,
display of boxing, a hit and not be hit, which is the art of boxing.
exactly.
How did it feel to be heavyweight champion of the world?
Man, it was one of the greatest feelings ever, not only because of the history of it, but the fact that my idol, that I heard the whole reason I started boxing was because of the heavyweight champion of the world, I want to say. So because of the fact that was why I started boxing, for me to win that fight and become heavyweight champ was something extraordinary to me because, man, it's like you just went and did what your idol did. The guy you idolized was the WBA heavyweight champ of the world. And you just went and captured the same title that he had. And you turned professional as a junior middleweight. How did that happen? Only the
Uh,
grace of God.
Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable.
Only the grace of God.
So, explain to me. So, obviously, there mustn't have been anything else at heavyweight worth your while. I know the Tyson and that didn't come to fruition. What made you go back down to light heavyweight and fight Tava?
Because I thought that Bob Fitzsimmons, I thought he had won the middleweight title, the light heavyweight title, the heavyweight title, and then come back and won the light heavyweight title. I didn't find out till later on in my life that he actually won the middleweight title, then he won the heavyweight title. Then after he lost it, he came back and won the light heavyweight title. So I
Yeah,
had it wrong. But I was trying to make sure I did what he did, but added another title to it. So I was just trying to add to the history books and do it the way that he did. So that's the only reason.
yeah, yeah. And how did it feel
And
like?
knowing
Obviously,
what I know now, knowing what I know.
yeah,
Knowing what I know now, because I was drained, I was completely drained when I lost that 25 pounds of muscle and came back down. So to win that first fight against him was strictly on my heart. I had no injury, nothing to work with except the skills that I was blessed with as a kid, that my dad gave me as a kid, and my heart. I took those things, won that first fight. Had I retired right then, right now, we wouldn't be talking about who's the greatest fighter of all time because nobody ever done that.
yeah, I
Nobody.
know.
And they definitely didn't do it in the fashion that I did it. So I
Mm,
still should be the greatest fighter of all time because all the stuff after that shouldn't matter. That's before I took my body up to heavyweight, then melted it back down to like heavyweight. What you expect to happen? Anything can happen. You went up and did something that nobody has ever done before. There's a reason nobody ever done it before. And I know that that was the reason that I probably would have said, no, that's it. But I'm just not the guy. So if I get a hard time with you, I'm the kind of guy that if I had a hard time, yeah, I'll fight you again. I believe I shouldn't have a hard time. So I
mm.
fight you again. And that's what ended up happening. But that's just my heart. That's just who I am as a person. I can't help that. I can't, like I told you, I'm the kind of guy, if somebody's in my weight class or close to my weight class that they think can beat me, I can't sleep at night. I need to sleep. That's how
100%.
competitive I was.
I had Antonio Tarver on a while ago. Not many people know that he's fought as amateurs too.
Yeah, I beat him as an amateur. Yes.
Mm. He's a great guy though, Antonio. He only spoke the
Great
utmost
guy,
respect
great
about
talker.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
he's a
very good
really
guy and a very good talker.
he's a
Yep.
good human, 100%.
Very good
Um,
commentator. Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm really happy that he's got that spot. Yeah, that's really good. He deserves to be there.
Mhm,
A few more fighters
mhm,
before we wrap thing up. You fight the great Felix Trinidad, who was a unbelievable
mhm,
fighter from Puerto Rico.
mhm. And all those guys that I fought after that were good fighters. Just that Felix Trinidad was just too small because he was a welterweight.
Mm.
Coming up to 170, we met at 170. But when you're small like that, it's like for me, I'm not gonna let a small guy give me a hard time. You know what I'm saying? Because you're too small, and I know that. So physically, I'm bigger than you, and that's the way I fought the fight. With all the rest of them, you fought Danny Green. He caught with a good shot early. I felt like they stopped it earlier than they should have because I was okay by the time the man stopped the fight. But I
Yeah,
felt like it just was a matter of time again. But they stopped it early. Joe
yeah,
Calzaghe, he was a very busy guy. Got a cut early that they couldn't stop the blood in my eyes. So, but he won the fight. I don't take nothing away from nobody. No, they win. They gave it to him. They give it. They win the fight. They win the fight. So after that, all that's residue of who I was because I came after I came back down to light heavy from heavyweight, I was not the same guy. Any of those guys, I give them the credit, but that's not really Roy Jones Jr. Y'all beat now.
yeah. Yeah, Danny Green's a very good friend of mine and former teammate,
Yep,
and he only speaks,
yep.
very highly of you, obviously. And
He's a very good
he,
guy. He's a
yeah,
very good guy.
he's a good dog. His son's coming up now too. Archie, he's a good young prospect.
Nice, nice.
Mate, obviously, before we wrap things up, mate, talk about your time in Russia, mate. You got a Russian visa and you met the great Vladimir Putin. Tell me about, because I've been to Russia 3 times. I love it there. Tell me about your experience in Russia.
Love that. Love it there too, but I don't have a visa. I have a passport. I'm a
Passport.
Russian citizen.
Sorry,
Yes,
you're a
I'm a
citizen.
Russian
That's right.
citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruski. So don't play with me. I'm for real Russian. You understand me? I love it with them. Those people love boxing. So it's like what people fail to realize that we talk about all this other stuff, but when it comes to people, it's like I got two friends, and I'm gonna tell you the truth fact. I went to Miami not long ago. One of my Russian friends come pick me up in the airport. Russia and Ukraine's at war. My Russian friend had his best friend a couple of him who's also Ukrainian.
Mm.
Those people are basically the same people.
Of course.
Yeah, they fighting, but what do brothers in the house do? Brothers in the house fight harder than people outside the house do, right? So
Mm.
those people are the same people. Other people should stay out of their business because those people are the same people. But two of them people living together in harmony in the United States of America, who's talking about how bad Russia is.
Yeah.
So people complain about me being a Russian citizen, but you got a Ukrainian citizen, a Ukrainian citizen, and a Russian citizen living here together in the United States as friends. And y'all mad because I'm becoming a Russian citizen because the people in Russia love and adore me? That's crazy to me. How could you get
Yeah.
mad at me for that? But y'all ain't mad at the ones that are here that are Russians or that are Ukrainian. Y'all ain't mad at them, but y'all mad at me. Why? What did I do wrong? Because I love the world, because I love what God blessed me with, because I love people and see everybody as equal people, because we're all people, we're all made by the same God. Y'all got a problem with that? Because I'm not mad at him because y'all mad. I don't know I really don't even know what you're mad at him about. Or I'm mad at the country about. They treat me like number greatness when I go, so what we mad about?
Mm. Yeah, you're like Muhammad Ali.
That's the problem with people.
You're a humanitarian, Roy.
First, that's the whole thing. First, the same God created all of us.
That's
If we
right.
can't treat one another with love and respect, honor and care, then what are we as people? Are we really people? Are we God's people? See, people think you gotta go to church to be God people. Nah,
Nah, of
you should have
course
to go
not.
to church. You should have to go to church. People should see the church in you, or they should see the godliness in you as a person. When they see the godliness in you, that's much more effective than telling them to go to a church. Because they may go to a church and get misled. They may go to a church and not even understand what's being said in that church. But when they see the godliness in you as a person, that don't get misled.
100%. 100%, Roy. Like, give me your three favorite fighters of all time.
My three favorite fighters of all time. Well, probably going to tell you they're going to be Muhammad Ali is always going to be number one. Number two is probably a tie between Sugar Ray Leonard and Salvador Sanchez.
Yep.
And then number three, probably tell you three. I'm gonna give you three. It'd be Sugar Ray Robinson, Pernell Whitaker, and Roberto Duran.
Yep.
And probably my third. They'll probably be my third batch.
All in the top 10 of all time. Great. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly the same.
Hmm. Bye
Unbelievable.
bye. See y'all. Mhm.
And mate, talk about a bit about your rap career, mate. A couple of my favorite songs, You Must Have Forgot. and obviously with the headbangers can't be touched.
Can
Like,
be touched. Yeah.
yeah, run me through that, mate. Run me through your rap career.
Once again, that's another one of those things that God blessed me with that I never expect to get out of this world, but God blessed me with those things. That song now has over 280 million views on all the streaming platforms. And for that to be happening for a person that's not even a real artist, that says something that tells you that person has to be trust and guided by God, because there's no way you become everything you became in boxing, then come back around and have a hit song that's made in 2004 and still going strong today like it was made last week. You understand me? That says something about life and about what God can do for you if you only believe.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's one of the most. I know most fighters walk out in Australia to can't be touched. Like it's just it's. I listened to it yesterday to get me pumped for this interview, and it's just I was walking around the shopping centre. It was like I was fighting again. I just love that song.
Thank you.
I was shadow boxing and mate, unbelievable.
There it
Obviously
is.
too.
There it is.
Mate, what's your prediction for the Canelo Crawford fight? I hate Terence in Australia. We've become very close. He's a dear
Yeah.
friend of mine. Had him in
Yeah.
Australia for five
Yeah.
days. He's like you. He loves fishing and hunting. He mentioned like he's very much like you as
Mm.
a person. He's like, hey, give me the prediction on Crawford Canelo, September 13th.
I can't I can't really give you a prediction, but I'll tell you this. Canelo has one way that he can win the fight. If he don't fight the fight that way, he won't win the fight. Terrence has two or three ways he can win the fight, but all of it's gonna be predicated on what Canelo does. So if Canelo wants to win the fight, there are things that he can do that he can make it very difficult for Terrence to beat him. If he don't do those things, then Terrence gonna win the fight. So I got Canelo got one chance. I think Bud had three chances.
Yeah, I like. I've been around Bud, man. To me, he's got that Mamba mentality. He believes that, like he's the best
Mhm.
currently, and I know he told me in December he wanted the Canelo pretty much or nothing. He wanted that fight. He wanted to challenge himself for three-time undisputed. And I'm not just saying that because we've got a connection, but I really think he can do it. I think he can box. He can punch. I think Canelo's work rate's not what it was, and I believe Terence is going to shock the world on September 13th. I really do believe it.
To be honest, I kind of believe that too, but because both of them are boxers and I'm a boxing fan, I love both guys. I don't want to really give an open out prediction, but I think if Canelo doesn't fight the right fight, he could lose. If Canelo fights the right fight, it's his best chance to win it. And
Yeah,
that's still gonna be tough.
definitely. What's some of your favorite current fighters that you or I mean I know you like watching all boxing same as me, but who's some of the guys that stand out at the moment?
Well, boxing's so sensitive that you hate to really say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because guys, if you don't say the name, they're gonna become sensitive and not like you, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say that, Usyk is one of my favorite I'm watching right now.
yeah,
Bud is always been one of my favorite. I like Inoue, I like Bruce Ennis, I like the left hand dude, I
Shakur.
can't think of his name now, but I like yeah, Shakira too, but it's another one. Abdullah Mason, I like Shakira. I like
Oh,
Abdullah
Abdullah
Mason, I like
Mason.
Tank. I like
Yep,
Tank. If the Davis boys get themselves together, I like them, especially
yep.
Keyshawn. Keyshawn really
Keyshawn.
can fight, but he
Yeah,
gotta get his
I like
mind right.
Keyshawn. Yep,
It's quite a few guys that I like. The kid that's about to fight Haney, I like Haney. I
yep.
like both of those guys. That's gonna be
Norman.
Brian Norman. It's gonna be a really good fight. Yeah, so I
Yep,
like both of them. It's a lot of guys I don't like him right now, but that's probably my top tier.
yep. And the monster David Benavidez. I saw you working with
And I got a
him.
little kid by the name, yeah, him too. Love to see David next to David Benavidez. I'm saying it's hard not to leave names off because yep, I
Yeah,
love David Benavidez. Working with a couple guys, got Kevin Newman, Andrew Murphy. There's a kid that got named Tony Curtis in the UK. He's only
yep.
19. He's featherweight. He's gonna be a good fighter. So it's a lot of guys I like right now. Yeah.
Do many of the young boxers reach out to you? Like, do you feel like you got a bit of a mentor role, being who you are and what you've done?
Without a question, I have a mentor role, and I'm sure how much of a mentor I am. You know the beef that's going on with me and Floyd Mayweather right now, right?
Yep,
Floyd Mayweather has a fighter by the name of Anthony Brown that he has signed to his team, to his promotional team.
yep,
Anthony Brown is here in Pensacola training with me right now because I've been a mentor to Anthony Brown since he was 15 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Floyd can go through beef, but that's not stop me from being who I am because that would be wrong to me in my eyes for me to deny that kid just because me and Floyd don't see eye to eye with me. You understand me? So it's like I don't hate you so much that I'm going to not train the guy or not be a mentor to the kid because that's what we're supposed to do in the sport. Back when he was having issues with dad, I tried to be a mentor to him for a while. You understand where I'm coming from? So it's like I don't hate nobody, but don't talk crazy. Just now, not liking Muhammad Ali is talking crazy to me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's talking crazy to me. So now I don't hate you, but you gonna talk bad about Muhammad Ali? I'm not gonna like you. I can promise you that. So cause that's my idol. That's the reason I got into boxing. So you start talking like that, you're gonna lose me. But I don't hate
Huh.
you so much to a point that I'm not gonna try to help somebody because you got them signed. That's not that show you my character. You understand me? I don't have no hate for nobody. That's not what I do. You feel me? So
Yeah.
I'm happy with
No.
who I am.
100%, Roy. I mean, like as a human being, mate, or a fighter, he wouldn't be able to, tie the shoelaces up. That's just one thing, and that's full respect to him. But mate, what you've obviously come out and said that, um, you know, you got to see me. Has there been any? Have you heard anything back at all from me when you've said that?
No, I haven't heard, no, I haven't heard nothing. I haven't heard nothing at all. But I mean, if I had heard something, then you'd have saw it because we'd be already signed the fight. So, so if I hear something, you'll hear something.
Yeah, I'm gonna say one thing, mate.
Yeah,
Yourself at your best, and Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson never needed 10 bodyguards to walk around, or like Tyson said, to take his kids to school. Like he needs I mean, I just don't understand all that. If you're truly loved by the people, you wouldn't need bodyguards, would you?
it's quite obvious. It's quite obvious. You can't be that loved by the people, or like you said, you wouldn't need the bodyguards.
Mm. And Mike, I know
Simple.
Mike. Mike was
Yeah,
Mike come out and said the same thing about the Muhammad Ali thing, and that he can't take his kids to school. So I mean, Muhammad Ali was loved and
yeah,
adored,
exactly,
and I believe yourself and Tyson could
exactly.
go probably to the baddest areas in the world and not be bothered by
Anywhere,
anyone. Yeah,
anywhere, and we get respected because they know that we respect people and we are respectable men.
yeah.
But all right, Grant, it's been good, man. Thank you.
Man, Roy, thank you so much, my friend. And like as I said, it's just an honour, and for all the viewers in Australia and worldwide to be on Ringside Seat
Thank
with
you.
Tassie. And love and respect my brother. I'll send you. I've got to get a pair of signed gloves sent over by my friend Tristan and for myself. So I'll
Sounds
message
good.
you. But
Sounds
mate,
good.
I love you,
All
my
right.
brother.
Love you
Thank
too,
you for
brother.
your
And thank you for
time, and
everything.
thank
Thank
you
you.
again for being on Ringside
And
Seat
thank
with
you to
Tassie.
and shout out to all my fans in Australia because I know I got a lot of them over there. I love y'all and I can't wait to come back to Sydney to go to Knicks.
And one more, you must have forgot.
Y'all must have forgot. It was the cold in the house.
It's a cold all day. Take
Thank you,
care,
brother.
champ. Thanks again.
There it is. All right, brother. You too.